not doing it now.
It's so strange.
Probably because I'm doing a video.
It was screaming at me the whole way to work yesterday.
Oh, there it goes. There it goes. It was screaming at you all the way to work?
Yeah.
Hey, all right, guys. So this is going to be the first video. Just showed you guys really quickly the delivery of the 2023 Alfa Romeo Stelvio Veloce. Actually, the car came on an open carrier, and they had to deliver it from the Midwest in a bad snowstorm. It was actually the only snowfall that we've actually gotten all year in New York. But I'm going to pull over in a couple of minutes. I'm going to talk to you guys and show you guys some of the features. This lane departure thing is really driving me nuts. There's some settings in here that we have to change, but our 2019 did not do it. It was not as sensitive as this car, so that's just one thing I wanted to show you. I was actually saying when we started the video, I said I hope the lane thing will go on so we could talk about it in the video. But overall, it's a far better built vehicle. It's more luxury. We have the leather wrap dash, the leather wrap doors. It's quieter. It has the dual pane windows, which I'm going to show you when I pull over in a minute as well. And all of this now is touchscreen, and you could also go through. When I pull over, I'm going to show you some of the different features that this does. You could either touch it, like right here. You could scroll through the menu. It really depends on what you want to do. And I'll pull over in a couple of minutes. I'll show you guys the exterior. I'll tell you about some of the modifications I'm going to be doing to the vehicle. But overall, we're really happy. I mean, you're driving it every day. How do you like it so far for 2 weeks?
I'm absolutely thrilled with it. I'm so happy that we did make the change.
You are? Okay. What do you think is the biggest improvement versus the 2019 we had for 4 years?
I think the quiet,
the cabin, yeah, it's
cabin
quieter.
Itself is so much, it's just quieter. I feel like it's a little less bumpy.
Oh, it's a lot less bumpy. Yeah, suspension is definitely much more compliant. Also, the center console doesn't rattle like the earlier models do.
And the speakers after a while were rattling. So.
That's me swerving. Ignore that. Yeah, so yeah, when you turn on the audio system with a lot of bass, you would get a lot of rattles in the doors. So this feels acoustically better isolated from the outside ambient noise, and that's something that we just like.
A little more luxury, I guess.
The brakes also feel better. The brake pedal. What do you think of the front end? Because now the front end on this car, the geometry, they did change it, so it's not as razor sharp, and you don't get that chatter. Remember the chatter you used to talk about in the winter? So I mean, do you notice much of a difference? But you're not driving it like a maniac, like I am.
I don't drive it aggressively, so
yeah.
No, it feels great.
So I think, like I said, I complained about it in my 2021 QV that I got because I was so used to the 18 being so razor sharp and light. And I just think in a Stelvio, in an SUV, you probably aren't going to want that depending on the type of driver, especially like this is not our only car. We have a lot of other cars in the house. So I think in an SUV, I kind of think this front end, the changes make a little bit more sense. It makes the car easier to drive, not as nervous, right?
Yes.
And I just think it works better on this type of a car. Now, if you're going for the ultimate high-performance rear-wheel drive sports sedan, I personally prefer the old geometry with the Ackerman angle, but everybody's different. And, so many consumers complained, and as they complained, they went back and they changed everything. So this is definitely going to be more livable for most drivers that aren't used to a very sharp, razor sharp sports car, like whether a Ferrari, a Porsche, a Lotus, anything that has that really sharp front end and that Ackerman angle. This is going to be more suitable for the typical SUV, sport SUV buyer. But overall, I love it. I think it looks better than almost everything on the road in this category. It has more interior cabin space than a Porsche Macan. That was another car we were looking at, was the Macan. We looked at the GLE Mercedes, but this just seemed to make sense. We're comfortable with the size and the utility of it, and we got a really good deal on it. So I'm going to pull over now. I'll show you guys a little bit more. We cleaned up the outside from when the car got delivered. It was completely covered in dirt, mud, road salt. It was an absolute mess, and we had to do a quick wash before I signed off on a delivery to make sure that there was no damage. So I'll pull over right now. I'll show you guys the new 23 Stelvio Veloce. I'll show you some of the tech, and we'll continue on the rest of the video in a couple of moments. All right, guys, so I just pulled over, and I got the camera focused on the new touchscreen. You can see here, we could kind of touch it. We could kind of go through the little prompts. It's not like MBUX or like my BMW M3, but it is pretty cool. So you could kind of go here. You could go through your climate control. You hit your home button. You got performance gauges. Now, this is definitely pretty cool. You got different content you could kind of go through. So we'll click that there. Technical gauges. You got your oil pressure. You got your turbo boost. You see how that works live? That's pretty cool. I mean, I think that's more suitable for like the Quadrifoglio model, the more high-performance version. You got vehicle information, tells you your service, engine oil, all of that stuff is okay. Your tire pressure. You got your oil right there. So we're at 3/4, which very rarely you'll get the oil in these things to go to 100%. What else we're going to go? Vehicle information. We got tire pressure. So this is going through a different menu than the earlier cars. And what else do we got? So performance gauges, consumption. What else? There was the safety stuff. So we got settings, driver assistance. Okay, so you go here. And this is going to be your like forward collision, your parking sensors, your backup camera. You have all your little settings here. Now, if you don't want to touch it, you could just go just like this with the wheel, which is down here, and you got a home button. So you have shortcuts. You have a shortcut menu, and you can go either way. Now, this is something I wanted to show you too, is with the DNA mode. So we're going to go vehicle information, DNA mode. So now we're in the natural mode. So it shows here engine torque limiter off, steering comfort, shifting comfort, the traction control and gas pedals normal. Now we're going to switch that to dynamic mode, and we have the engine limiter off, steering goes into sport, shifting goes into sport, everything goes into sport mode. So what I noticed on this model versus the earlier model, the steering always felt the same no matter what mode you're in. Now with the newer model, they actually changed the power assist feel between dynamic and natural mode. Also, the shifting feels a little bit more sporty in dynamic mode and versus natural mode versus the earlier cars. So it's very basic stuff. I'm just going to grab the camera. I'll show you some of the, you can see here, the double French stitch leather dash. This thing really makes the cabin so much nicer. And I actually prefer that it's not red on the bottom. I actually like it that it's mostly black. Do you agree?
That is...
And we just have enough of the red accents. So let me pull the camera over right now. I want to show you guys some more of the interior of the 23 Veloce right now. All right, guys, so just going to give you some close-ups of some of the detail on the new model. So I opted to get, this is a special option, a premium option, where you get the leather-wrapped doors and you also get the leather-wrapped dash. It just looks so much nicer. I actually wish my M3 had it. And I like the way that it doesn't have the deviated red stitching. It's just subtle. It's a nice little touch that when you're in the car, it gives it a much more luxurious cabin feel where it's not all that red. You know, you're constantly staring at red. And red, if you know about color therapy, it's a little bit vibrant and kind of gets you a little excited. We still have the red sport seats, which we love. The center armrest is a bit of a different design. You actually have a wireless charging port for your phone over here. You have your USBs and all of that stuff right there. All of this is different. This whole center console is different. We have a cross-stitched in perforated leather, different shifter. Also have different parking brake location for the button. And over here, you have a little cubby that you could park your key if you wanted to. You also have the Italian flag, which is pretty cool as well. Everything else is pretty much the same. This is also stitched in leather. We didn't get carbon fiber. That's the Estrema package. You can get the carbon fiber. The reason I didn't go for that, I do not want 21-inch wheels because of the tires, and the difficulty is to get tires. So you can just see it here. Super, super nice, detailed all the way across. Also, on the Veloce model versus the older TI Sport models, the steering wheel on this is fully wrapped in real leather, whereas the one that we just sold was wrapped in like a simulated vinyl and it had a little bit of a texture to it. So it also has more of a Quadrifoglio style steering wheel on this model versus the earlier models as well. The gauges, the cluster, all of that's the same. I just showed you really quickly the difference between the touchscreen. Everything else in the cabin is pretty much the same. But I honestly love just having the red accents on the seats. I just think it looks better. It just gives it a totally different vibe. And this car in white, I think is really, really sporty. I'll show you guys. Oh, I didn't close the door. But you can see it right there. I mean, I think it's a great looking car. Also, these are the new machine face 5-hole wheels. Absolutely love these wheels. They're an absolute breeze to clean. And it's also a very signature Alfa Romeo design. I mean, as far as the 5 holes go, you have Alfa Romeo and Lamborghini that have done it historically. And I just think on this car with the white, it just looks really, really good. Now, I also bought all the black badges for the Veloce and the Stelvio. I'm going to put those on. I'll probably show you guys in an upcoming video. We have gloss black mirrors. That's part of the package. We also have the gloss black grille in the front. And you can see it here. It's super, super nice. There's no difference on the lights. I know in Europe they also have the updated lights, but we don't get that in the United States yet. Also on this car, something that I mentioned, I think, in some of my review videos, I already did paint protection film on the bumper and on the headlights. The reason I did the bumper is because down here, these grills are plastic welded. So if you ever want to do a bumper repaint to do it the right way, it's a real pain in the neck to do it. And I really, really did want to do that. I want to protect it because after 4+ years of our Monte Carlo Blue 2019, we had a lot of stone chips on the bumper and on the headlights. So these are protected as well. I opted not to do the front hood because this is like really easy to paint, and it's also a standard color white. So I don't really have a concern about matching any of that. I am waiting to get the windshield protector. We're going to be doing a Steck windshield protection film, but it's been out of stock for months, so that's been the hold up on that as well. Tires are the same Continental tires. FYI, if anybody that watches this video, these tires are brand new. There's only like 200 miles on them. If anybody is interested in purchasing a brand new set of Takeoff Continental Stelvio tires, whether you have a lease return, whether you already own a prior Stelvio, please contact me through the AutoFanatic website or send me an email. Contact info will be below. I am selling these tires specifically to test out another set of tires on the Stelvio platform. We already tested out the Michelin Pilot Sport 4S all seasons. I like those tires. I'm going to definitely be testing out something else, and I'll also do an updated review on the channel as well. Now, something that this car has that our earlier model didn't have is all the monochromatic trim. So on the earlier cars, this was all black textured, and I did a really cool video showing how we protected that from the UV damage with the Cerakote trim coat. So on this car, being that it's white, it's going to show a lot more dirt getting kicked up. I already installed the AutoFanatic front splash guards. You can see they're keeping the car pretty damn clean. Now, being that the car is all painted white, I already started working on designing, see back here? Okay, I already designed a set for the rear, so I'll probably do an updated video showing you guys the updated splash guard kits. We're also going to be lowering the suspension on this thing, and I just think, I mean, look at this thing. This thing is freaking good looking. This is a good looking SUV, drives great, and for the value, you cannot beat it. We also bought this vehicle from Alfa Romeo of Strongville. This is the second purchase that I made from them. I bought my red 2021 QV from them as well. These guys are the best, and I cannot recommend any other dealership in this country except those guys. So if you do watch this video and you're interested in any Alfa Romeo model, I highly suggest call those guys, speak to salesman Doug Freeman or the manager Mike DeSalvo. Those guys are the best. The most pressure-free, easiest purchase ever dealing with those guys, and they just deliver the car right to my home like you guys saw in the intro of the video. Back here in the storage compartment, same deal. So moving forward, this time around, I got the WeatherTech trunk liners. Over here we have a sun shield. I keep a safety seal kit with tools in case I get a puncture somewhere on the road. We also have the full the space saver spare set up in here as well. So this car, we're going forward, because we already saw the wear and tear on the 2019. I wanted to also do a couple little things. We got the 3D Max Spider carpet liners in the front and in the rear. So other than that, everything is the same. It's got the updated Harman Kardon, I think 14 speaker audio system. And being that the car is more isolated, it just sounds much better. So back here too, we have a gloss black, more of a rear diffuser. So on the 2019, ours was called the Stelvio TI Sport Narrow Edition. So narrow means all the trim in the back was like a gunmetal gray, and on this model it's gloss black, which I kind of like. So I was going back and forth whether I was going to do carbon fiber on this car, but I don't really know, because to be honest with you, there's no carbon fiber on the vehicle, and she actually likes, and I actually like, the gloss black accents on the car. So we might just keep all the gloss black. We're going to do the gloss black Veloce. We're going to do, go by in the back, I got the gloss black Stelvio badge, and it's power tailgate close, which is great. You're definitely going to want that. So I got this badge in the gloss black. This badge I'm going to try to source. I know my buddy Jerry's got them in black. I'm going to see if I can get those as well. And this one I'm probably just going to debadge and get rid of it completely. I just don't think it really looks that good in the car, and all these models are Q4s, and that's kind of like understood. They're all all-wheel drive regardless. But other than that, we love it. We're really happy with it. The quality is definitely a lot better. Let me just show you something real quick. We'll just put the window down. I just want to show you the reason why it's so much quieter, and I discussed this in my video. The windows are double paned, and there's like some sort of a layer in between, so they're thicker glass. Now, they only do the thicker glass on the front. They don't do it on the rear, but this makes a huge difference in occupant comfort, and it just makes it much more of a luxurious SUV. So the way I put it, I think this car, the way it's set up, has a 50-50 blend between luxury and sport. And that's kind of like what we wanted, because we don't want something that's like super bumpy, super hardcore. We're driving it around a lot. We're going on a lot of road trips with it. So I think this is definitely definitely an awesome improvement over the earlier editions. I also think the styling of this car is timeless. It's absolutely gorgeous. When this car's lowered 1 more inch, it's going to look so freaking cool. And I'll show you guys a video on that as well when I start doing some more mods to the car. And probably the next video I do on the new Stelvio is going to be debadging it, because a lot of guys ask me all the time, is debadging and putting new emblems on the car. So I'll show you guys a quick little tutorial on taking those factory badges off without damaging the paint, and we'll put the new badges on as soon as the temperature warms up a little bit more. But I like it. It's got, you know, the gloss black roof rails, gloss black roof, panoramic roof. We got the gloss black grille, the mirrors. It just has a lot of accents that just look really, really nice in the car. And I honestly like it in white. So it's going to be a different experience. I'll show some upcoming detailing videos on detailing the white Stelvio on the channel soon, because white cars do pose a very, very different challenge because they show a lot of dirt. And on the bottom of the cars, you get a lot of stuff kicked up. So you have to use a little bit different cleaning process, different techniques. And I've been playing around with a couple of things I'm going to show on the channel soon. But the wheels are an absolute breeze to clean. Literally, I just blast them with the Autofanatic wheel cleaning foam with the foam cannon. If they get really salty and dirty, hit the wheel woolies real quick in the barrel and clean it 1, 2, 3. I could get my hand, you get your hand all the way into this wheel to clean everywhere. Super easy. So it's a lot easier to clean, and I think they're better looking than the wheels on the earlier TI Sport. So thanks again for watching this video. Stay tuned. There's going to be some more content as time goes on of owning this car. I'll show you some of the modifications we're going to do. There's going to be some detailing videos. And of course, after this, you know, we got all this road salt off, I'm going to be doing a spring clean on all the cars. I'll show you some detailing content on the channel. But overall, we're super happy with it. We got a really good deal on the car. To be honest with you, we looked at all the other models, you know, Mercedes, Porsche, and BMW. We love the car. We love the way it drives. We love the looks. It just made sense for us, and we did the deal. So thanks for watching. If you guys are looking for a new Alfa Romeo, don't forget, reach out to Alfa Romeo of Strongville, Ohio. Tell them that you saw the video and that I recommended you to them, and I guarantee you these guys are going to take care of you, and you're going to get a good deal, hassle-free, and what?
Ask for Doug.
Ask for Doug. He says ask for Doug. Yeah, I mean, we don't leave reviews like on Google or any of that stuff, but like this, they were so accommodating. And the way that I bought this vehicle, you want to hear something crazy? I was trying to buy this car locally. Thank God I didn't, because the local dealership just went out of business. They did a very old school method of marketing. They sent a postcard. The salesman sent the postcard to my office, and I was like, wow, that's like an old traditional marketing tactic. And it was a personalized postcard. He's like, hey, Phil, I'm just stopping by to see if you need anything, you know, looking for a new car. And I'm like, I had it on my desk, and I was like, you know what, let me call this guy. And they had what we wanted in stock. They were willing to buy back our trade, and it just made sense. It was the most easiest car purchase ever, and I highly recommend them. So thanks so much for watching the video. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so, and stay tuned for more Alfa Romeo content. There's also going to be more content on the Stelvio Quadrifoglio, Giulia Quadrifoglio. Don't worry, I didn't abandon the brand fully yet. But like I said, it's a car channel. I'm a car guy. I want to show whatever is going on in my life in other cars. I'm not going to just stay biased to one brand. I love all these cars. And like I said, if this car does give us any hiccups, I will share it with you on the channel. The only thing, too, I'm going to do on this car is probably change the battery. I'll probably do that soon before we go on a road trip down south. But thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one soon.